Welcome back. All right, so we got 3 days worth of games on the board. What? Come here. Come here. All right, so whenever I do video now, this little rabbit is climbing my leg. You climbing my leg? Okay. So you let the audience know, because you've been doing that every video now. I don't know if it's the beep. I don't know what it is. And then of course I give her a treat, so I continue the cycle. All right, so today we've got 5 games in the National Hockey League. We've got 12 games on Saturday, and then we've got 8 games on Sunday. So we'll go ahead. We'll start things off talking about Friday. We've got 2 games starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, 1 an hour later, 1 an hour later, and 1 an hour after that. So if you're like me and you like to watch all the hockey, today, relatively easy day to do it. Although I do have an appointment with an ophthalmologist this afternoon. I will miss the start of the 7 o'clock starts, but I will be home to watch other games as the night goes on. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. Vegas playing in New Jersey against the Devils. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Las Vegas on December 17th. The Vegas Golden Knights, 12-6-8 overall. They're 5-2-3 in their last 10 games. Over the last month, Jack Eichel's been their leading scorer. 14 games, 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points. After a very fast start, Dorofiev's faded a bit. 14 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points over the last month. On the New Jersey side, they're 16-10-1 overall. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They need Jack Hughes back. Heischer, their leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Luke Hughes, offensively, he's doing all right. 14 games, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. The minus 10 is a bit of a troubling number. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. Buffalo playing in Winnipeg on December 1st. The Winnipeg Jets lost this matchup 5-1 and had to have a closed-door meeting. So we'll see how the rematch goes. On the Buffalo side, they're 11-12-4 overall, but they're 6-4 in their last 10. Tage Thompson, their leading scorer over the last month. 14 games, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. Jack Quinn, 14 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points for Quinn. On the Winnipeg side, they're 13-12-1 overall, but they're 3-6-1 in their last 10, so it's not going great for Winnipeg. Kyle Connor, 13 games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points over the last month. Adam Lowry, 13 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. He's not an offensive player in general, but I think they need a little more out of Lowry than what they've been getting so far this season. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start. San Jose playing in Dallas against the Stars, first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again December 18th and January the 10th. On the San Jose side, they're 13-12-3 overall. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Macklin Celebrini leading them in scoring over the last month. 14 games, 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points. Excellent numbers. Colin Graff, 14 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points for one of San Jose's best penalty killers. On the Dallas side, they're 18-5-5 overall, 7-1-2 in their last 10. Jason Robertson leading them in scoring over the last month. 15 games, 14 goals, 11 assists for 25 points. Hristkovian, I don't know why I put 26. 14 and 11 is 25. And I know it was 25. Hristkovian, 15 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. I've talked about Hristkovian's work ethic before, and I have him on the board so I can mention it again. I like Hristkovian. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start. Utah playing in Vancouver against the Canucks, so an hour earlier than the usual Canucks start time. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again February 2nd and April the 4th. On the Utah side, they're 13-12-3 overall, 3-5-2 in their last 10 games. Peterka leading them in scoring over the last month, 14 games, 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. Dylan Guenther, 14 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points for Guenther. On the Vancouver side, they're 10-14-3 overall, 2-6-2 in their last 10, and currently they are 32nd out of 32 teams in the NHL. Quinn Hughes leading them in scoring over the last month, 11 games, 1 goal, 13 assists, 14 points. Brock Besser, 12 games, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Very frustrated Canucks team. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start. The Washington Capitals playing in Anaheim against the Ducks. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Washington on January the 5th. The Capitals are 17-9-2 on the season. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Ovechkin keeps turning back the clock in terms of his aging. Over the last month, 15 games, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points. Alexi Protas, 15 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points for Protas. On the Anaheim side, they're 16-10-1 overall. They are 5-5 in their last 10 games. Leo Carlsson leading him in scoring over the last month. 15 games, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. Jackson Lacombe, 15 games for him, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. I still think that contract very likely to be worth it, but it's still early. All right, Saturday. So we get into Saturday. Again, we have 12 games that day. Starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, so 9:30 a.m. Pacific, the Colorado Avalanche playing in New York against the Rangers. On November 20th, Colorado won this matchup at home 6-3. The Avs are 19-2-6 overall. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. McKinnon, 13 games, 12 goals, 14 assists for 26 points over the last month. Fantastic numbers for McKinnon. And Jonathan Toews, 13 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. He's a plus 14 in those 13 games. So, yeah, those are pretty good numbers. On the Rangers side, they're 15-12-2. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Panarin, 15 games, 7 goals, 16 assists for 23 points over the last month. Taylor Radish, quiet. Just the 2 assists in 15 games. Can be a hot and cold scorer. He's due for a goal. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific, the Columbus Blue Jackets playing in Florida against the Panthers. So I'll likely do a review of these first 2 games before the evening games get started. Columbus and Florida, first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again March 5th and March 12th. Columbus 13-9-5 overall, 4-2-4 in their last 10 games. Werenski, 14 games, 5 goals, 14 assists, 19 points. Very productive past month for Werenski. Sillinger, 5 assists in 13 games. He's due for a goal. On the Florida side, 12-12-2 record, 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. Reinhart leading him in scoring over the last month, 13 games, 8 goals, 9 assists for 17 points. Lundell, 13 games played as well, 3 goals, 8 assists for 11 points in those 13 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We have 6 games starting then, beginning with New Jersey and Boston. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again March 16th and April 14th. The Devils, 16-10-1 overall, as I mentioned here. 4-6 in their last 10 as well. Jesper Bratt, their second leading scorer over the last month. 14 games, 1 goal, 12 assists, 13 points. Gritsuk continues to have a pretty productive rookie season. 14 games, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. On the Boston side, they're 16-13 on the year. 5-5 in their last 10. Geekie, their leading scorer over the last month, of course. 14 games, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points. But don't look now. Look at Steve's. 13 games, 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. He's been very productive. So it's taken a long time for Steve's, but right now he's productive and he's a member of the Bruins. It's kind of fun to watch. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. Montreal playing in Toronto, so one of the oldest rivalries in the National Hockey League. The oldest rivalry, I guess. This is the third of 4 meetings between Montreal and Toronto. On October 8th, Toronto won 5-2. November 22nd, I should say, Montreal won 5-2. These teams play again on March the 10th. The Montreal Canadiens, 14-9-3 on the year, 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. Caulfield, 13 games over the last month, 4 goals, 9 assists for 13 points. Slavkovsky, 13 games, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. And on the Toronto side, they're 11-3. Just added 4 wins. Hopefully at some point they're 17-11-3, and then I look like I'm psychic. 5-3-2 record for the Leafs in their last 10. They seem to be getting things together. Nylander, their leading scorer over the last month, 12 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Austin Matthews, 8 games played over the last month, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points for Matthews over that time period. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, St. Louis playing in Ottawa against the Sens. On November 28th, St. Louis won this matchup 4-3. The Blues are 9-12-7 overall. They're 3-4-3 in their last 10. Thomas, their leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points. Suitors played 12 games. He has 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points over that time period. On the Ottawa side, they're 13-10-4 overall. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Jake Sanderson's their leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. David Perron, 14 games played as well, 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. We have the New York Islanders playing in Tampa against the Lightning. Of course, on December 2nd, the Islanders won that matchup 2-1. These teams play again on December 13th. The Islanders are giant killers at this point. They play well against really good teams. 15-10-3 record overall, 5-4-1 in their last 10. Horvat leading them in scoring over the last month. Of course, 15 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. And Drouin, 14 games, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. On the Tampa side, they're 16-9-2 overall. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Kucherov, 14 games, 7 goals, 16 assists, 23 points. Nick Paul has been productive since his return to action. 8 games, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start as well between Nashville and Carolina. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Nashville on December 17th. The Preds are 10-13-4 overall, but they're 5-5 in their last 10. Ryan O'Reilly leading him in scoring over the last month. 12 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Forsberg, 12 games, just 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points for Forsberg. You expect a little bit more from Philip Forsberg. Carolina, 16-8-2 overall, 5-3-2 in their last 10. Sebastian Aho, 14 games, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Hall, 14 games, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points for Taylor Hall, settling into that point every other game level. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start as well between Utah and Calgary. This is the second of 3 meetings. On October 15th, Utah won this matchup 3-1. These teams play again on April the 12th. Utah Mammoth, 13-12-3 overall, 3-5-2 in their last 10 games. Logan Cooley, 14 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points for him. McBain, 14 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. So for Utah, they go from playing in Vancouver to playing in Calgary, and there's a 22-hour turnaround on that. So they could be tired by the third period of that game against the Flames, who are 9-15-4 on the year, 5-3-2 in their last 10 games. So the Flames are playing pretty well. Rasmus Andersson leading the way over the last month, 14 games, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. Joel Farabee, 14 games, 4 goals, 1 assist for 5 points. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start. Chicago playing in LA. This is one of those oddities where they're playing 2 games in a row in the same place. On October 26th, LA won this matchup 3-1. Of course, last night, December 4th, a 2-1 win for Chicago. And then this rounds out the season series. The Blackhawks 12-9-6 on the season, 4-4-2 in their last 10 games. Connor Bedard, 13 games, 10 goals, 10 assists for... it's 11 goals for 10 assists for 21 points. You know, it's one of those things. I just write all these numbers up here. But yeah, it's 11 goals, 10 assists for 21 points. And then Frank Nazar, 11 games, 9 assists for Nazar over the last month. He is definitely due for a goal. He was all around the net last night, so he's due for a goal. On the LA side, they're 12-8-7 on the season, 4-3-3 in their last 10 games. Kopitar, 13 games, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points over the past calendar month. And Corey Perry, 13 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. So Perry's scoring has dropped into a more, for his age, okay kind of range. He was up in that point per game range early on in the season. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start. The Winnipeg Jets playing in Edmonton against the Oilers. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again December 29th and January 8th. The Jets are 13-12-1 on the season, 3-6-1 in their last 10, as I mentioned here. Scheifele, 13 games over the last month, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. Nemesnikov, just 1 assist in 13 games over the last month, but he's due for something as well. On the Oilers side, they're 12-11-5 overall, 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. McDavid, 13 games, 10 goals, 9 assists, 19 points to lead him in scoring over the last month. Podkolzin, 13 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Podkolzin started going to spots where you do get goals. We'll see if that's going to lead to some more goals over the coming weeks. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start. Minnesota playing in Vancouver against the Canucks on November 1st. Minnesota won this matchup 5-2. These teams play again April 2nd. So Vancouver hosts Utah and then hosts Minnesota. The Wild, 15-8-5 on the season, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. Boldy, 14 games, 10 goals, 6 assists for 16 points, leading them in scoring over the last month. Boehm, 4 assists in 14 games over that same time period. On the Vancouver side, as mentioned, 10-14-3 record, 2-6-2 in their last 10. Pettersson, EP40, 12 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points over the last month. Verlander, 12 games, 4 assists. I thought it was interesting that Verlander wasn't the one that got sent down to Abbotsford, that it was Elias Pettersson, which to me says Verlander's coming along very nicely. You got to find some positives for Vancouver. I think Verlander's been one of those positives. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start. Detroit playing in Seattle against the Kraken on November 18th. Detroit won this matchup in Detroit 4-2. The Wings are 14-11-3 on the season, 4-4-2 in their last 10 games. Raymond, 14 games, 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points over the last month. Patrick Kane, 14 games, 2 goals, 11 assists for 13 points. On the Seattle side, they're 11, 8, and 6 on the year. 4, 4, and 2 in their last 10, and coming off that humiliating loss against the Oilers. Tolvanen, 12 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points to lead them in scoring over the last month. Eberle, 12 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points for Jordan Eberle. And that rounds out the Saturday portion of the schedule. All right, 8 games on Sunday. So we have a game starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. Then we have 2 starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. And then we have some others as well that start within an hour or 2 hours. But there's no late games on Sunday. As I mentioned before, I appreciate scheduling like that. This does make things a little bit more fun for me on a Sunday, knowing I'm going to be done early and I can, hang out with the wife, that kind of thing. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific start. Colorado playing in Philadelphia against the Flyers. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on January 23rd in Colorado. The Avalanche, as mentioned, 19-2-6 record, 8-1-1 in their last 10. Marty Necas over the last month. 13 games, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points. Victor Olofsson's quieted down. 13 games, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points for Olofsson. On the Philadelphia side, they're 15-8-3 overall, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Tippett, 13 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points for him over the last month. Bobby Brink, 13 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points for Brink. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific start. The Islanders playing in Florida against the Panthers. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again March 1st and March 28th. So the Islanders go from playing in Tampa to playing in Sunrise. For the Islanders, 15-10-3 is their record. 5-4-1 in their last 10, as mentioned. Barzal, 15 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points over the last month. Callum Ritchie, 15 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. I do expect his points to start going up as the season goes along. In that I think he'll score at a better rate than he has early on in the season. On the Florida side, 12-12-2 record, 4-5-1 in their last 10. Marchand, 13 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points over the last month. And Evan Rodriguez, 13 games, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points for the Swiss Army knife of players known as Evan Rodriguez. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific start as well for San Jose in Carolina. So for the Sharks, this is a tough weekend. Tonight they play in Dallas, and then on Sunday they play in Carolina. Those are not easy games. On October 14th, Carolina won in San Jose 5-1. The Sharks are 13-12-3 on the season, 5-5 in their last 10. Will Smith, 14 games, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points over the last month. Wenberg, 14 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points for Alex Wenberg. On the Carolina side, they're 16-8-2. 5-3-2 in their last 10 games, of course. Goss Despair, their second leading scorer over the last month. 11 games, 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. Jordan Martinook, very quiet offensive season from him so far. 14 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. I know the offense isn't his game, but that just seems low. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific start. Pittsburgh playing in Dallas against the Stars. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Pittsburgh on March 28th. The Penguins, 14-7-5 on the year, 5-3-2 in their last 10 games. Crosby leading him in scoring over the last month. 12 games, 9 goals, 3 assists for 12 points. Erik Karlsson, 7 assists and 12 points over that same time frame. On the Dallas side, 18-5-5 record, 7-1-2 over their last 10 games. Rantanen, their second leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 5 goals, 13 assists for 18 points. Sam Steele, 15 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. I think Sam Steele is a good depth player for Dallas, so I wanted to throw him on the board. And there he is. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. There's 3 games starting at that time on Sunday, beginning with St. Louis and Montreal. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in St. Louis on January 3rd. The Blues, 9-12-7, as I previously mentioned on the year, 3-4-3 in their last 10. Dylan Holloway, their second leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. And Dvorsky, kind of quiet, 14 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. The offense will come for Dvorsky, maybe not this season, but it'll get there. On the Montreal side, 14-9-3 record, 4-5-1 in their last 10. Suzuki, 13 games over the last month, 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points. Texier has played 4 games so far as a Montreal Canadian, and he has 2 assists in those 4 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. Vegas playing in New York against the Rangers. This is the second of 2 meetings. They played in Vegas earlier in the year. November 18th, Vegas won that one at home 3-2, even though the Rangers are much better on the road than at home. How will things go in New York? We'll see. Vegas, 12-6-8 on the year, 5-2-3 in their last 10, as I mentioned over here. Barbashev, 14 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points for him. Their second leading scorer over the last month. Mark Stone has played 4 games and has returned 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points for Stone in that time period. The Rangers, 15, 12, and 2, 5 and 5 in their last 10, as previously mentioned here. Zibanejad, 15 games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. Nika's having a decent season. Lafreniere, not as much. 15 games, 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points for the former number 1 overall draft choice. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start. Columbus playing in Washington against the Caps. This is the third of 4 meetings. On October 24th, Washington won 5-1, and they enjoyed that so much that on November 24th, they won 5-1 again. These teams meet again on April 14th. So for Columbus, they're 13-9-5, as I mentioned here. 4-2-4 in their last 10. Adam Fantilli, 14 games over the last month. 9 goals, 4 assists for 13 points. Kent Johnson's very quiet. 13 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. At what point with a young player, if they're not taking that advancement, not moving, do you decide to put a player on the block and see what the return might look like? Does Columbus get there with Kent Johnson? Maybe. On the Washington side, 17-9-2 record, 9-1 over their last 10. Keep in mind they're going to be coming home off of a long road trip that ends tonight in Anaheim. For the Capitals, Tom Wilson, 15 games, 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points for him over the last month. And Ethan Frank, 14 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. The latest example of a player who's paid his dues in the AHL that's getting a chance to play with the Capitals. They definitely seem to, let their players marinate for a while in the AHL. It kind of reminds me of how Detroit did things about 20 years ago, where players would come up, they'd be in the minors for quite some time. And there was always that argument over, are they over-ripening on the vine, that kind of thing. But it does seem to work for the Capitals, as it worked for the Red Wings back then. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, the final, the 25th game on the board, so let's all celebrate that. Chicago playing in Anaheim. This is the third of 3 meetings. So on October 19th, I should say, a 2-1 overtime win for Chicago. On November 30th, a 5-3 win for Chicago. The Blackhawks 12-9-6 on the season, 4-4-2 in their last 10 games. Bertuzzi, over the last month, 11 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Oliver Moore, 13 games, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. And on the Anaheim side, they're 16-10-1, as I mentioned here, 5-5 in their last 10 games. Cutter Gauthier, 15 games, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points over the last month. And Kreider, 15 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points so far, or at least over the last month for Chris Kreider. And he's been very productive and has definitely helped their power play tremendously. All right, let me know your winners in the comment section below for any of the 25 games or all of the 25 games. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Now I'm going to need to drink like 1.5 gallons of water because it's a lot of talking all in one take. But here we are. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. With a tip of the cap, I will talk to you again soon.